10 countries you didn't know existed. In this video, we share 10 countries with very little global recognition. Several of these countries are experiencing shaky economies, and a few are in danger of literally sinking into the ocean. Yet, they all fly their flags and their citizens all have their own unique set of customs and practices which have come to define them. The UN World Tourism Organization reports that this list includes some of the world's least visited countries and overseas territories. Tourists can find natural beauty, culture, and history in each of these countries. Are you interested in receiving travel tips, destination inspiration, education on some of the best travel spots in the world? If that sort of stuff interests you, be sure to subscribe to our channel. Hit the notification bell to get notified when we publish our travel videos. Don't forget to like our videos and share your stories by leaving comments. Let's get into the video. Number 1. The Pitcairn Islands. Overtaken by the United Kingdom during the late 1700s, the Pitcairn Islands stayed under British rule for over 100 years before becoming a self-governing territory in 1938. With a current population of 50 people, this is one of the smallest countries. Pitcairn has no hotels. The 4 families that remain provide accommodation for you. They are descendants of the HMS Bounty mutineers. Did you even know that the Pitcairn Islands existed? Number 2. Abkhazia. There are specific characteristics that define an actual country. Abkhazia has all of them. Its borders, a distinct ethnic population, a functioning government, a military, a national bank, a national passport. The country fought for independence during a bloody war in the early 90s. However, Abkhazia has been more or less independent since over 1,000 years ago. It was a sovereign kingdom from the 9th century to 1008 AD before becoming part of Georgia and Russia. Following the collapse of the USSR, the citizens of Abkhazia declared their return to their medieval borders, which sparked a war with Georgia that resulted in large-scale ethnic cleansing on both sides. As a result, the Georgians have effectively abandoned Abkhazia, while the Abkhazians have abandoned Georgia. Since 1999, Abkhazia has claimed to be an independent state. During research for this video, I came across articles that said it wasn't safe to travel to Abkhazia. The U.S. Department of State has a travel advisory that reads, "Do not travel to." Russian troops and border guards occupy both South Ossetia and Abkhazia. The precise locations of administrative boundary lines are difficult to identify. Entering the occupied territories will likely result in your arrest, imprisonment, and/or a fine. Violent attacks and criminal incidents occur in the region. Landmines pose a danger to travelers near the boundary lines of both territories. The U.S. government is unable to provide emergency services to U.S. citizens traveling in South Ossetia and Abkhazia, as U.S. government employees are restricted from traveling there. Number 3. Tokelau. Tokelau is technically a New Zealand territory without self-government, but in 2007, the territory's residents took part in a UN-sponsored referendum on self-determinism that focused on independence. Only 16 votes separated the province from New Zealand. Tokelau, meaning North Wind, is a Polynesian island chain with the smallest economy globally, making them almost entirely dependent on subsidies from New Zealand. However, villages may still enact local laws, and New Zealand law only applies where it has been explicitly extended. Fortunately, serious crimes are rare in Tokelau, which is very good considering there are no prisons there. Minor offenders usually are just given a fine and made to work. Number 4. The Federated States of Micronesia. The Federated States of Micronesia comprises hundreds of islands spread out over almost 500,000 square miles in the Pacific Ocean. With only around 100,000 people residing on its 4 major islands of Yap, Chuuk, Pohnpei, and Kosrae, and another 500,000 people throughout the other hundreds of smaller islands. This is definitely one country you didn't even know existed. Number 5. Tuvalu. Tuvalu is an island nation spread across the South Pacific with over 100 islands. Funafuti is the only island with an airport. Passengers take passenger ferries to the outlying communities. In contrast to popular destinations such as Fiji, these islands are uninhabited havens perfect for snorkeling, observing flying fish, and relaxing on a hammock. Plan your trip to Tuvalu now. The waves that lap at stilt houses have long been considered a threat here, as rising seas could swamp the low-lying nation. Number 6. Kiribati. In the central Pacific Ocean, Kiribati is made up of 33 tiny islands. While their combined area is roughly the size of New York City, the islands are so far apart that flying from one to the next takes 6 hours. In addition, the country is the only one to have land on all 4 hemispheres – north, south, east, and west, and many of its islands are just inches above sea level. As a result, many of Kiribati's homes are constructed on stilts and shallow reefs. Yet, like Tuvalu, some of the country's islands are shrinking. This has led some citizens to seek asylum in New Zealand. Number 7. Comoros. Comoros are small islands in the Indian Ocean located between Madagascar and Mozambique. Their clear waters and pale beaches are similar to those of Shells, but they are less developed and have fewer tourists. Comoros, also known as the Perfume Islands, have grown aromatic plants to make fragrances since the time of the French colonial rule. Currently, lang-lang blossoms scent the air with an intoxicating aroma that mixes with cloves, bergamot, jasmine, vanilla, and lemongrass for an intoxicating effect. Number 8. Nagorno-Karabakh Republic. Nagorno-Karabakh is officially a part of Azerbaijan, and it is in actuality an independent state with its own government, constitution, and military. Part of the reason the country is still not recognized by the rest of the world might have to do with its geography. Located entirely with Azerbaijan's borders, it is a small landlocked region. It shares its borders only with Armenia through a small strip of occupied Azerbaijani territory. It is unlikely that Armenia and Azerbaijan will be able to reach an agreement on Nagorno-Karabakh's status. A large amount of violence and ethnic cleansing on both sides characterize the post-Soviet era, and fighting still takes place there every year. Number 9. Niue. Polynesian islands aren't all gentle waves and soft sand. The coast of Niue is dotted with steep caves and coral reefs. Niue serves as a warm water nursery for humpback whales from July through October, with the animals lounging close enough to shore that they can be seen. In those months, whale songs and slapping tails can be heard above the sea breeze. A visitor can even join a trained guide to swim with humpback whales here, one of the rare places on Earth where this is possible. Number 10. Nauru. Located in the South Pacific, Nauru is a small potato-shaped island, a former colony of the German Empire. The island has just over 10,000 inhabitants. Next to Monaco and Vatican City, it is the 3rd smallest state by area. Though it was once called Pleasant Island, its current state does not do the same justice. As a result of its phosphate mining industry, it had the highest per capita income of any sovereign state in the early 1970s. However, after the phosphate reserves were exhausted, the money dried up, and the environment was almost completely ruined. As a result, the country is now a shadow of its former self and has become a known center for tax evasion and illegal money laundering. The World Tourism Organization, UNWTO, a United Nations specialized agency, is the leading international organization with a decisive and central role in promoting the development of responsible, sustainable, and universally accessible tourism. It serves as a global forum for tourism policy issues and a practical source of tourism know-how. Its members include 158 countries, 6 territories, 2 permanent observers, and over 500 affiliate members. If you've made it this far, thank you. We ask that you give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. And don't forget to hit the notification bell to be notified when we upload more travel videos. If you've been to some of these places, please share your experience with us in the comments section below. If you want to visit one of these places mentioned in the video, let us know why by sharing in the comments. Thank you for watching, friends. See you next time.